now let us begin talk on the cells. And, well, if you might recall from your classes in biology, this is what a cell looks like. Although the cells of the human body differ in size and shape, they nonetheless have the same structure, and that is that each and every one of them has a cell membrane. In a film I plan to record for you in short, there you will see that essentially what our cell membranes are reduced to are omega-3 fatty acids. And it is precisely as a result of denying our body what it needs, the basic building blocks of its own existence, that we end up having all kinds of diseases begin to form. But that there is reserved for another time and space. Now, moving on with our current presentation. This, on the other hand, is what an unhealthy cell looks like. As you can see, here is a healthy cell, and here is an unhealthy cell. The difference, aside from shape, is that here you have a cell that is smooth, that resembles a grape, both in its essence as well as in its being. I'm getting a little philosophical here for you folks, but bear with me. Its essence, the essence of a healthy cell, remember, is for it to have that fluidity take place or be there in it. Because it is through this fluidity that the food which our body absorbs as glucose with insulin, in order for that to be able to come in, well, this needs to be taking place in certain parts of the cell membrane. To allow that to come in, and in other parts of the cell membrane, this is also going on to allow the waste of the cell to go out. Imagine, how many people are going on with their lives with this taking place? This, ladies and gentlemen, is in effect what is, and shall be leading many of our loved ones and many people across the world to an early grave, to unnecessary sickness, and on the list of undesirables goes. Remember, the body loans, but it gets its payback, and it does so with pain, suffering, and tears. So with what I'm about to share with you, I want you to be able to spare yourselves and your loved ones for as long as possible from this taking place in you. Because if we're going to die, we're going to die. That there is no ifs and or buts. We're mortal. So, well, we got to face the music sometime. Yet, let us do so in a way that is full of dignity, where we, at an elderly age, can still fend for ourselves and not have to depend on no one else other than ourselves for living healthy. So, well, going back to what I was talking to you about, the essence and being of a healthy cell, well, the essence, once again, is to allow that motion for the intake and allowing waste to go out, and with it allow for the cell to detoxify. And, well, the being of it is that of a freshly cut grape. Now, an unhealthy cell, on the other hand, its being, in essence, well, its being resembles a prune that is dried up, has very little, if anything, going for it as far as the good juiciness of any life-bearing organism is bound to have. And not only that, but as a result of having the cell membrane stiff and rigid, in other words like that, as you can tell, the nutrients have a very difficult time entering the cell to nourish it. And not only that, but the waste has a very difficult time exiting the cell. So in other words, we have, once again, an overwhelming majority of people whose cells are starving to death, as well as are intoxicated beyond belief. Yet the sad thing of it all here is that you go to a hospital, you go get a checkup from your doctor, and what is he or she going to say? Your analyses are good. You have low cholesterol, you have no extraordinary condition that merits any further investigation. You know what this is called? This is called a subclinical cellular dysfunction. Once again, subclinical cellular dysfunction. And what does that mean? Subclinical means that this goes by unchecked or unnoticed, even well after numerous checkups with the doctor. Not only that, but a dysfunction of the cells. That there is self-explanatory. That this is what's taking place in you. This here is, in effect, what is leading you to be or grow tired from malnourishment, from not eating right, from not sleeping right, from being just overburdened with so much stress. Well, this here, ladies and gentlemen, is a tragic way in which many of us, many of our loved ones, and people we know and even don't know yet are aware of their being here with us in the world. This is what is going on. This is a sad, tragic way in which humanity is being wiped out, so to speak, and without them even knowing about it. Yet, here is where we step in. And we step in with the star supplement of the company, which is Tre-En-En. Tre-En-En you will not find nowhere else, not at Costco, not at GNC, not in any pharmacy, swap meet, or place whatsoever, other than with people such as myself, an independent registered distributor of GNLD. Now, Tre-En-En has had a remarkable track record. It was around ever since the inception of this company back in 1958, and it is what has made of Mr. Jerry Brasfield, the company's founder, a multimillionaire. And it is that which has helped millions across the world, including myself, and for which I'm eternally grateful, to a road of recovery and wellness like none ever thought possible. And now let me share with you precisely why it is and how it is that this works. So keep in mind, before moving on, the structure, the being and essence of the cell. A healthy cell and an unhealthy cell. Because we want to ultimately have this as opposed to this. And this is precisely what Tre-En-En helps accomplish.